Hi everyone, Lewis here, and today I'm going to bring you guys a bit of a different video on ARMA 3. If you didn't know already, there was a massive update recently to the ARMA 3 development branch, which adds 2 new locations. The first of which is called Ghost Hotel, and yes, it is as spooky as it sounds. That's where I am right now, and also another place called the Stadium. And on top of that, also added a new jet, and asked while streaming to my viewers if they've even seen these new locations and seen the new jet, and everyone said no, so I thought I'd have a quick tour around it. And really, this new content led me to ask myself a question, which is, what exactly is ARMA 3's future? Because there's a lot of people still on ARMA 2 building mods and missions for ARMA 2, but ARMA 3 is still getting active updates from Bohemia. In fact, ARMA 2 isn't, so it's like it's getting updates from Bohemia, ARMA 2 isn't, but then everyone's still playing ARMA 2. So I'll be talking about that at the end of the video, but I thought I'd give you guys a quick tour of the Ghost Hotel, the Stadium, and finally at the end I'll drive around in that beautiful jet farewell and talk about that topic I just stated right there, which I forgot what I said already, but I'll remember it in a second. Don't worry, I've got really bad memory. But this right here is the Ghost Hotel. The area I was just in is, of course, the pool. Since it is a ghost hotel, there's no longer water in it, because ghosts don't need to go in water or something, so that makes perfect sense. But I'm going to leave that area. This is, of course, the main part of the hotel, the interior of the hotel. I'm going to go to the front door and show you guys from there inwards. So this is the front door right here. You've got a beautiful front desk right here. You know, you can, I mean, if you want, you could RP this place out, you know. You could play on Autosave or something, and you could book in for a week away or something like that. Let's go to the front door and show you guys what it's like. Anyway, I will try to do this as quickly as I can, but I think it's probably one of my favorite places Bohemia have ever made. And since no one's ever seen it, it only made sense to show you guys what is coming in the near future of ARMA 3. I mean, I know obviously Daisy Standalone has got some really awesome buildings. Like, I'd say probably the apartments are my favorite in Standalone. But the problem with those really are, well, is that they're just copied and pasted over and over again around the map. And it's the same with a lot of the buildings, like the prison or the police station, whatever you want to call it. So it ends up just not really feeling too unique, because I'll show you guys this quickly. The elevator shafts, for example, you remember those in Daisy Standalone, if you've been up them before, or if you even have bought Daisy Standalone, you probably have. The ladders are in the same place, the debris is in the same place, and it just ends up feeling really weird. Whereas this is a unique location on the map. In fact, it's in the top right of the map, which is a place you might not even have been to full stop. Like this kind of area I've never really been to before. So it's nice to see it's only one on the map, even though it is really awesome. Copying and pasting it just makes it less awesome, to be honest. This is, of course, based on a real location. Well, Altus is. It's called Limnos. You can see right there, it says Limnos Club, I think that says. This place isn't in the real world equivalent, but they did take some lovely pictures, which you'll see right here. And I'd say this place looks pretty similar. I'm not really sure. I mean, it's a bit of a shitty picture, really. It doesn't really show you the hotel as a whole. But if you're trying to build a ghost hotel, I'd say this is a pretty good ghost hotel. You can, of course, go up a few floors, down a few floors. You've got a lovely balcony area over here. And it's going to, of course, be a massive big deal for mission creators. You're going to see a lot of hostage situations, a lot of RPing in this place, and as a whole, I'm excited for it to come to the full ARMA 3 game. I'll just quickly show you guys a bit more. I'll go down to the basement, and there's a lot of rooms in this place. I mean, not every single room is enterable, but pretty much all of them are. So if you look down in... No, this isn't even a bloody basement, is it? I need to go down another floor for a basement, but you can only get over there at the front door, or at the back door, really. If you go down here, then this brings you down to the basement. There's no buildings down here, or no enterable places, which I thought was a bit of a shame, but you know, it's understandable. There's already a shit ton of enterable places in the hotel. Pretty much everywhere is enterable in the floors above the basement, but you can see these ones right here are just boarded off. And you can see up here as well, you've got a few private villa houses or something like that right beside the hotel. Not really sure what they are, but again, it's based on a real location, so I guess, you know, people in Greece like to do this. Or in fact, I'm not even sure if the real picture was took in Greece. I guess it was, or maybe it is in the real place, Limnos. I don't even know. I don't think it is. So, but you can open up all these doors. You got some lovely showers. You can go for some parkour. Oh shit! Oh, okay. You can't go for some parkour, but I thought you could. Just heal up quickly. Don't worry, I'm fine. Come on, hurry up, Lewis. There we go. Okay, I need to back up. But you've got some more places like this as well. And the rest of it is really just a copy and paste job. Not to say it looks like the Daisy Standalone hotels. It's not like it looks like a pile of shit. Like those end up... Well, they don't look like a pile of shit, but they just end up, you know, not being too impressive. You can see they are a bit different. But anyway, I think I'm done for this location. It's really awesome. And like I said, I'm looking forward to see what the community builds on top of it kind of thing. And I'll bring you guys to our next location, which is, of course, the Spooky Spooky Stadium. So I definitely don't prefer this place over the Ghost Hotel, but it's a pretty cool addition anyway. They did mention that these are going to be the biggest changes that was ever going to be for Altus, but I was surprised that it even happened, to be honest. This place right here, which, like I've said about 10 times, is called the Stadium, or just Stadium. It's just northeast of Kavala. I forgot the name of that place for a second there, because I haven't been in it for so long. And also, a lot of the hotel, I didn't, of course, show you guys, but there's a lot over around this corner as well, but the big hotel is the main attraction, I'd say, of that. And this place is simply a stadium. You've got some football right there. You could maybe set up a football game now for Arma 3. I wouldn't recommend it. That would be horrible. But, you know, Desync and Arma 3 we just don't go too well together. So I'd imagine football and Arma just wouldn't be too good. But who knows? If you've got like a 5-a-side football, maybe it won't be desyncy or shit. But this place doesn't have any crazy interiors, but it does have these new locations in the back. Like, oh, I thought it said Ted Burger there. It actually says Red Burger. And over here to my right as well, you've got a lovely place called Malone Lebe. And it also says Kaz or Ka Opezi. Not really sure what that means, but you can go in both these places and, deal some lovely burgers as well if you want. So, but like I said, these are awesome additions to my map. And it's nice to see Bohemia are still adding stuff. But I think it's time to talk about the subject now, instead of just showing you guys around the map. We're going to talk about the wonderful future of Arma 3, and I'll be back in a second in the new jet, and we'll have a lovely one-to-one talking there. It's not really one-to-one, but, it's close enough. So this new jet is called the A-164 Wipeout. Not really being a military expert, I'm guessing this thing isn't something which exists in the real world, but I could be completely wrong, as I am with everything. So let's go ahead and turn this baby on and give it a little ride. Assuming I can actually take off in it. I think I'm a decent pilot, so that shouldn't be too big of a deal. Got a lot of dials on it. No idea what any of them mean, but Alright, how do I take off in this thing? I've got no fucking idea. Oh shit, that's a bomb! Okay. Anyway, back in the jet again, so, how do I take it off? Because, with normal planes in Arma 2, Arma 3, this whole queue, and eventually something happens. But this thing, it just seems a bit special, it doesn't want to take off. So I can change the flaps. Oh no, I can't. What the fuck? Okay, I think it was just stuck in the ground. I knew how to take it off the entire time. It was just kind of stuck in the ground. But you can change the flaps using C and X as it is with every single jet. And let's go fly and attempt to talk at the same time. I'm a really mediocre pilot, so that's a lot harder than it sounds. Alright, so let's take off. Vroom! There we go. Up in the air. Anyway, so Arma 3's future. So, of course, there's a massive split in the community right now with Arma 2 and Arma 3. Honestly, I thought when Arma 3 was released that everyone would move over from Arma 2 modding and playing and go on to Arma 3 modding and playing. There's a lot of features which you can find in Arma 3 which aren't in Arma 2, like the weapon customization, the ability to change out your clothes on the fly, the improvements in animations, the different stances. There's a whole bunch of stuff which is in Arma 3 which isn't in Arma 2. The game runs better, it looks better. I'd assume it's got some better tools than Arma 2, although I'm not 100% sure on that one. I know the editor has had some improvements at least, so how come everyone is still sticking with Arma 2 and not moving over to Arma 3? It's not like the game hasn't been out for a while and people just haven't had time to make the kind of mods, years upon years of work like we have with Arma 2. I mean, yeah, they haven't had years upon years, but Arma 3 Beta and Alpha, well, Alpha was of course the first release, that was like over a year ago now, and still to this day it's now a full release. Someone told me it's still an alpha when I complained about desync. Well, I didn't complain about desync, but I mentioned desync the other day. Well, I think in a live stream they said it was still an alpha. No, it's not an alpha, it's a full release. So what exactly are people missing from Arma 3 which makes them not want to play or not want to mod it? Obviously, like I just mentioned, Arma 3 hasn't been out for anywhere near as long as Arma 2, so there's been a lot of mods which have been in work for years now, and they're still in active development for Arma 2, and we just don't see a reason to move over to Arma 3, and it's really understandable, you know, if you've got a lot of work put into Arma 2, and it's not the easiest thing ever porting over all the assets. Some of the maps you want people to use, like Shinoris, for example, like that's never going to be on Arma 3, and in my opinion, it is a better map than all. It's just because I don't like deserty environments. But yeah, they've just spent so much time and effort on Arma 2, and it's not an easy job to make it come over to Arma 3 as if by magic. So they just stick with that current platform. Is it ever going to change eventually? Is there ever going to be more people playing Arma 3 than Arma 2? Like, I don't know. To be honest, Arma 2 is a game which I've played for probably thousands of hours now. Arma 1, of course, came out before Arma 2, hence the name. And you've got to ask the question, why didn't people just stick with Arma 1 for modding when Arma 2 first came out? Well, I wasn't really an active player of Arma 1, as I'm sure most of you guys know. But I'm guessing there wasn't already that many mods for Arma 1 which made people want to play on it. I don't know when the creation of things like Wasteland, Takistan Life, well, just life in general, all those kind of things were created, but I'm pretty sure they started in Arma 2, so that's the main reason I'd say most people are sticking with Arma 2. It's already got a lot of stuff built for it, people know how to use the tools and whatnot well, although I'm sure they are very similar for Arma 3. It's just a lot simpler to make this instead of having to go into a lot more depth with weapon customization systems which you have in Arma 3. If you make an Arma 3 mod, you probably want to make use of those. So it's a lot simpler, it's a good platform, people have used it for years, and I think it's just going to stay like that, unfortunately. Bohemia is actively adding to Arma 3 these days, like, well, this Ghost Hotel right there, that's of course a new addition. They've added the campaign, we're still adding that, and there's a lot of cool mission files and mods for Arma 3. But I think it's forever going to be a split in the community, which I think is a bit shitty. That's what I was scared of when Counter-Strike Go first came out. I thought, wow, that's just going to split the community even more. People are going to still play 1.6 saying that's better. People are still going to play CSS saying that's better. And then it's going to be people playing CSGO saying that's better now as well. On top of the already split with a CS community between 1.6 and CSS. I was a CSS player myself. But it ended up everyone actually stopped playing 1.6 and CSS, although there was still people playing it today. It's a similar deal with mods as well. There's a lot of maps which have been created for those two games, which people still played because those maps just were built for that, and it just works well in it. Really, if you want to play a CSGO map, you want it to look like a CSGO map, not a map from like 10 years ago, although you could port them very easily. Again, a similar deal with this. But like I said, it did still split the community, but most of the people ended up sticking to CSGO. So although there's all that stuff currently existing for Arma 2, I'd say give it a year or so, and most people will follow suit with that and end up playing Arma 3 just because of the features which I mentioned before, with the FPS, the player customization, the weapon customization, all that great shit. And on top of that, you've got this good map. I mean, like I said, I don't prefer it over Shinoris, but it is undoubtedly a very, very good map, and it's also massive. It's bigger than Shinoris, so eventually we'll get the custom maps, the custom mods, which have took years upon years of work to make for Arma 3. I mean, there's a lot of mods in development. I'm sure right now for Arma 3, I don't really know too many, but I know 2017, DayZ, well, it's essentially kind of like, no, it's nothing like DayZ really when I think about it, but the 2017 mod, it was a mod for Arma 2, and now they are creating a mod for Arma 3 as well. So yeah, that's just my take. Hopefully, it's been very enlightening, although it's probably mostly shit some of you guys have considered before, but really I never really thought about it for too long. You know, why does no one play Arma 3? I mean, people do play Arma 3. It's really popular. Like, there's loads of alt-type servers, Wasteland, King of the Hill, and loads of other shit. There's going to be some hostage missions, I'm sure, in this with Ace, Acre, and all that stuff. That's another part of the whole discussion. A lot of these mods, which people really used as the core experience for Arma 2, they still don't work fully, or they just haven't been ported over. So Acre for the radios, I think that does work fully, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I have seen it in Arma 3 before. Ace with the improved bandaging and medical systems and sounds, first person only, the lack of being able to see how much ammo you've got on each mag, all that kind of stuff. I don't think Ace is actually working on Arma 3. But anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Like I said, hopefully you guys enjoyed me ranting a bit and enjoyed the little look around the Ghost Hotel and the stadium. If you prefer the stadium over the Ghost Hotel, then you are insane. The Ghost Hotel is amazing, and we'll see what happens with it. I mean, this place alone is going to make people want to make missions and mods for Arma 3 just because of how great it is. And it's only a matter of time until there's more building assets added for Arma 3 as well. There's a lot of building packs for Arma 2. once those are in place, then I'm sure I'll open up the door for many, many beautiful things in the very near future. Anyway, feel free to leave your opinion in the comment section below. Maybe I'm completely wrong. I probably am, as I am with everything. Thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and all good stuff. Feel free to rate my landing skills out of 10. I'd say that was probably the best landing ever. No idea how the hell I survived it, but I'll go with it. Anyway, it's time to die. Out.